Hello, second grade. It is so good to see you guys. I've missed you so much, but I am so happy that I get to come to you today and get to show you how to do some art lessons. Now, clearly this is going to be different than how it usually is, right? We are going to be learning through a screen, and we haven't got to do that yet, but I think it's going to be a really fun challenge, and I hope that you guys still think that it's going to be fun. Now, how this is going to work is I'm going to be doing the first step for a project, and then there'll be a video posted on Wednesday that has a second step to it. Okay, so each week we'll have a project, a finished project by the end of the Monday and the Wednesday that we have art together. Okay, so Mondays and Wednesdays are the art days, if you can remember those. Okay, so I'm going to be leading the art lesson just like normal. And then you can choose if you want to have your project going at the same time as me. How you can do that if you want to work at the same time is make sure you pause the video after each step. So you see a step, pause, do that step, then play again to listen for the next step. If you need to, rewind the video and just watch it again if you forgot a step. If you want to do it later, after the video, that's fine too. Watch the whole video first and then do the project. Or if you don't have time right away in the morning, you can do it later on the day. Watch the video and just have fun whenever you need something creative to do. So where we are going to start is we're going to be starting with something very familiar. We had spent the last few weeks before spring break working on our pop art hands. Okay, do you guys remember that? Yeah, we were learning about pop art, which stands for popular. Okay, things that are popular in the world. And these pop artists would make art based off of things that were popular at the time. They would take things even that are popular in your house, and they would make art with it. Kind of like the soup can here. Does anyone remember this artist? We learned about him. Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol was a pop artist, and he took a lot of everyday household items and he made art from them. And then he would create a pattern with them. And that's what we're going to be focusing on today, is that word pattern. Okay, now a lot of us have heard that word before, right? Yeah, a pattern is something that repeats over and over and over, but it is not necessarily the same over and over and over. Okay, so we have, for example, red, blue, yellow, red, blue, yellow, red, blue, yellow. That would be a pattern. If I were to just do blue, 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 that wouldn't be a pattern. That would just be one color. Okay, a pattern is where you see an obvious change in the color or change in appearance, at least when it comes to art. That is what we look for with patterns. Okay, now the way that we would see this with the pop artists, for example, this soup can. Do you remember when we did our color by number with the soup can? Yeah, the color by numbers, each of those 4 soup cans had different colors in it. Yeah, so that is a pattern. Now, you can choose to repeat those same colors over and over as many times as you want, and that would just make a more complicated pattern. Or you can do a simple pattern. So today, when we are doing patterns, our patterns are going to be using our initials. Okay, the initials are the first letter of your first name, okay, the first letter of your first name, and the first letter of your last name. Okay, so if Miss B was gonna do it, I would do MB for Miss B. But you guys, for example, let's say Connor Anderson. Hey, buddy. C.A. Connor Anderson. Okay? So as you're doing this, don't forget that you're going to need to follow along with the instructions. If I go too fast, just pause the video and then play it or rewind it as you need to. Okay, so the supplies you're going to need for today. You are going to need a piece of white paper, or it could be a colored paper, that's fine too, whatever you have. But white is what Miss B would prefer you to have if you have it. My white paper does not have any lines on it. Do you see that? Okay, so no lines, unless you don't have any paper like that, then just take one from your notebook with lines, it's just fine. You'll need a pencil. Miss B has a mechanical pencil here, but you can grab any other kind of pencil that you have. And you'll need a ruler. Okay, now I'm gonna be using my black Sharpie marker so that you can see it easier on the screen. Okay, but you won't need your black Sharpie marker until our next video, or just any other black marker. That will happen on the next video. If you want to get ahead, you can go ahead and use this at the end. All right, so first thing is first. We are going to need to fold our paper. Okay, so fold your paper first, going the hamburger way. Okay, so if I have it going like this, you're going to bring these two corners together. And fold. Okay, so it looks like a book. Okay, so I got my paper folded here. Now I'm gonna fold it one more time like a hamburger. Okay, so if I have it like this, bring them together. Fold, fold, fold. So now I have an even smaller book. Then one more time. So if I have my paper like this, fold it over. Now, if this gets a little too hard for you, just ask for some help, because the folding does get really thick, like the paper gets really thick when you're trying to fold it this many times, okay? But I think a lot of you will be able to do it. Okay, so you should have a small piece of paper all folded up. Now we're gonna undo all that work and we're gonna open it all the way up again. So open up your paper and you will see there will be 8 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, so if you have 8 spots, great. If you don't, you can try refolding it again, or just go with how many spots that you have, that's fine. Because we're making a pattern and we need to have our pattern have multiple spots for it. Okay, so now I'm gonna move to holding it down on my table, so I'm gonna move my camera down so you all can see the wonderful things that are going on here. All right. Okay, so here Miss B has her paper. I got my ruler and my pencil ready, but remember Miss B is going to be using her Sharpie. So the first thing you are going to do is you are going to follow the folds that you made by lining your ruler up on them and then drawing a line. This will help you just see your pattern a little bit better. Now, one thing we remember about the pop artists, or that you may remember about the pop artists, is that they would use lots of black, bold lines, as well as they would use the complementary colors. Now you'll see Miss B flipped it over because I got to do my long one over here. The complementary colors. I wonder if any of you can say them before I do at your house. Now, I obviously cannot hear you. Let's see if you can remember the complementary colors. Okay, so there are 3 sets of complementary colors. In each of those sets, there are 2 colors. Okay, see if you can remember. All right, I gave you a little bit of time there. The complementary colors. We have Legacy, blue and orange. We have Christmas, red and green. And we have Vikings, purple and yellow. Those are our complementary colors. And we're gonna be focusing on those more on Wednesdays. So that was just a fun little review for you. All right, so you'll see that I have my papers all ready here, and you can clearly see 8 rectangle spots ready for my initials. Okay, now we are gonna be making a block letter or a bubble letter. Now, the reason that it's important that you use a pencil first when you're doing this method, Miss B is just gonna show you an example here on a different piece of paper. The reason you need a pencil first is because when you are making a block or a bubble letter, you're gonna need to erase some stuff. Okay, so for example, if I wanted to make an E, I first draw my letter E, like normal. Oops, Miss B did that one backwards. Should we just flip it around like that? Booyah, there it is. Okay, E. Then, let's see, on my other letter, I'll do another E. How about that? Because you can see one bubble and one block. Okay, so this one over here is going to be my block letter. Oops, wow. My camera really makes that go funky, doesn't it? Interesting, huh? Wow, very cool. Okay, so that's my block. And then this is gonna be my bubble. Okay, so block and bubble letters. There we go. Okay, so on the block one, I wrote my E like normal first. All you need to do is copy on the inside those same lines, but don't connect the ends yet. Same inside here. Now, go on the outside and copy those lines. And then now you can connect the ends of your letters like this. Now what you'll see is a line, the original letter that you made on the inside. All you need to do is erase that. And there you have a nice block letter. Block letter E. Okay, now if you like bubble and you'd prefer to do bubble, it's gonna be the same thing. You're gonna follow the lines on the inside, except I'm not connecting them. Do you see how I'm not making them touch? That is because instead of it being pointed lines, we are going to be doing curved lines. Okay, so here, see, this is not connected, not connected, not connected. Okay, I just copied the lines all around. Now I want to make some curved U-shaped lines and connect those together. Some of them will be smiley faces, some will be U's. So we have curved lines, and the same as before, we erase that line in the middle. So now you have a choice of a bubble letter or a block letter. So when you have your paper here, you're gonna choose what you want to do. But whichever you do, you have to make it all fit the block, the whole rectangle. Okay, so Miss B's gonna do block letters. All right, so moving ahead, you'll see that Miss B copied her initials using block letters, MB. Do you notice how I filled up the whole rectangle with the letter? That's what you want. Each of the letters should touch the top and the bottom of each rectangle. Do you see that? And a fun little tip is that if you look right here, the lines all connect down. Okay, so if you're not sure where to start the next one, just follow where it leaves off. Okay, you see it right here? How it goes down, 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 down. Okay, same over here. All right, so this is what you need to have done so that on Wednesday we can add the color to it using patterns. Okay, so this is your pencil that you have drawn out with your block letter initials, repeating over and over and over to make our pattern. Okay, now if you would like to go the step ahead and outline your pencil using the black marker, you can. You can use a Crayola marker or you can use a permanent marker. If you use a permanent marker, remember it goes through the paper. So put a protective thing on your table first, then put your paper down and use the permanent marker so that you don't damage any tables or desks, okay? All right, guys, I hope you have a great day and I can't wait to see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.